Catalina to my left. I'm David Smoke, and we're now joined by Baylor assistant coach Jared Nunes of the of the Baylor men's basketball team. Jared, thanks for your time. It's been a while, been too long. Seems like the schedule's been kind of erratic and home and away and neutral, whatever. And now the game coming up Sunday with Washington State. Do you have an identity yet as a team?
Well, first, appreciate you having me on, Dave. Sorry if my voice is a little hoarse. I was doing a lot of yelling in practice. We just got done with practice. So my voice is a little hoarse. So to answer your question, we're building on that right now. I think we really tried to focus more on the defensive end, just making sure we get back to our identity, making things tough, getting deflections, flying around. We feel like we can score with anybody in the country, but if we can improve on our defensive rebounding and our defense as a whole, the last two games we've gotten a lot better. So we're just trying to build on that.
That Boise game seemed to be Gonzaga game seemed to be really a reestablishment of at least trying to find that defensive identity. What was it that happened between that game early in the week and Friday that lit the candle a little bit on that?
We just pushed the reset button on a couple things. We adjusted a few things with our positioning, and we had two really good days of practice to prepare. So I think a lot of it was just getting back to the basics, making sure we're staying connected, adjusting a couple things, and just the effort. I think our effort improved from the Marquette game to the Gonzaga game. So we were pleased with that.
The young man, Langston Love, who missed last year, and I think Scott even said, hey, don't expect too much from him, seems to be giving you a lot more than maybe you thought at this time, or at least up until this time. Is that true? And if so, how much has that been a boost?
Oh, it's been a huge boost. Langston's a heck of a player. He's getting better and better, more healthy each week. Now that he's got the brace off, I think that's helped him as far as confidence and just movement. But he's got an extremely high IQ, can play at all three levels as far as scoring, and then just he's a strong physical kid. So it helps us with if we wanted to go 4 guards, 3 guards. But he's been a tremendous boost for us, and we're just excited that he continues to get healthy every week.
How has this layoff been for finals and all that too? Like you said, you hit the reset button before, you like what you're seeing and going, but having those times to think about that and work on the nitty gritty, how much does that help?
It's been great. I think, since finals are over now, guys get a little bit of a mental break. And then we hopefully can get these next two going into a few days break for Christmas. And then, as you know, everything starts up fresh. Once we get back from Christmas, then you got a couple, you got a bye game, and then you're getting into Big 12. And as you know, that's a grind. So we often talk about, the season is kind of broken up into four periods. You got preseason, you got, non-conference, and then you got your conference schedule, and then you got postseason. So coming into this, we're heading into the third period. So, it's good to get a break for our guys, but we're ready to get locked in.
Has the rebounding, as far as team rebounds, or some of the toughness inside on rebounding, has that been a little bit less than you thought?
I think that's a concern for us right now, just as a staff and as a team, and our guys are aware of it. So we're trying to get better at that, adding some new drills, showing film. Guys are taking it personal, which is good. And so hopefully, starting on Sunday, we can show some improvement in that area.
Your schedule's not been easy, and that's what you don't want, an easy one starting out, but you did get to play some teams that have very specific strengths, like a Virginia and a Marquette, UCLA, Gonzaga, all those on your schedule. How much does that help when you see a team that is really good at one aspect that you're trying to improve on, so that you have that on film to say, like, look at what these guys did really well compared to what we were doing in that moment?
Yeah, Coach always says, the smart take from the strong, and we were fortunate enough to play very, very good programs in the non-conference. So we have some things on film, like you said, that were things that were good, and then things that we know we need to improve on. But I think that helps us prepare for not only Washington State, but going into the Big 12 as well.
Jared, do you have with Flagler, obviously with Cryer, Flo, guys that are back? Are they self-motivated among the players, the leaders on this team? Is this team led by the players, so to speak?
Yeah, absolutely. And we always say, a player-led team is the best team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for us last year, we felt like if we were healthy, unfortunately we had some injuries, we felt like if we were healthy going into the tournament, we could have beat anybody. We were undefeated when everybody was healthy. So I think, our returning guys got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, which is good. And we want to keep that chip and use it as motivation to move far in the tournament and to have some success starting Sunday, but also going into the Big 12.
Well, yeah, you would have to say that the biggest difference between 2021 and 2022, right, is in 2021 when you won the title, you had, outside of COVID, you had a couple of bumps and bruises, but nobody missed significant time at all, and that is extremely rare, even for national championship teams, for you guys to have that.
It's very, very rare, and oftentimes you got to get a little bit lucky. We know that not only in the tournament, but throughout the season. You just got to stay healthy and you got to be peaking at the right time. So for us, I think we've adjusted a little bit to do our job to make sure our guys getting the rest and the health that they deserve and that they need to go into the season. But hopefully we can stay healthy, knock on wood, and we can keep everybody ready to go.
You were promoted at the end of March after the season ended, and you took that job. I think you had you on right after that time, Jared. It was great to talk to you, and I know it meant a lot to you as well. How has that changed your day, your maybe itinerary, so to speak?
Well, I was bald going into the season, so if you can be even more bald, I think that's kind of what happened. But no, it's been great. I enjoy the challenge of studying more film, preparing scouts, getting better every day as a coach, and getting better every day trying to help our guys, put them in a position to be successful. So it's been a wonderful experience. I love the guys we work with. We got a very, very close staff. And obviously Scott and I are extremely close. We've been close for over 20 years. We got a unique relationship. You yelled at me a little bit more now, which is okay. But no, it's been great. And I look forward to the challenge, like I said, and getting better every day as a coach.
It's not a conference game. It's not to get in a tournament game, but beating Gonzaga and finding a way the way you did down the stretch. How much did that give the program a pick-me-up at the right time?
We definitely needed it. Obviously coming off that a disappointing loss against Marquette, which, anytime you have a first road game, it's going to be tough. Give credit to those guys. They were fired up. They had a great game plan, and they opened our eyes to a lot of things we need to improve on. But for us to go into that environment, which is pretty much a home game for the Gonzaga, and for us to do all that travel, and for us to play and give the effort we gave, and to fight through some adversity and to hold the number one team in the country offensively to 60 points. 60-something points. That's a great accomplishment for us. So, we were excited, but it's definitely something that we can build on.
All right, so you have this throat issue because you're screaming and yelling and you're coaching. I'm not saying it's screaming and yelling, but you're coaching. You're raising your voice. Lozenges, how are you going to doctor that up before maybe the next time you see the team?
So definitely some throat stuff. But, Starbucks has got this thing called a medicine ball, and all of our coaches get it. So I'm going to have to get one tonight, maybe one again in the morning, and I should be good.
What is that, Paul? What is that?
It's like tea, right?
Yeah, it's like tea. I don't know everything they put in it, but I'll tell you that thing works, man.
Honey is good.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Honey.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Honey.
Jared, you've had the neutral games, Vegas. You had the neutral game in South Dakota. You have the neutral game, of course, coming up on Sunday. Is that part of planning for when you get to a tournament when there are neutral games everywhere?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. We try to put our guys and prepare our guys to be in environments that are neutral, like you said, to play in arenas. Just putting them in that environment helps to prepare them for what we're going to hopefully see in the postseason.
Thank you, Jared. Have a great day. We appreciate your time, and good luck on Sunday night.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Jared Nunes, assistant coach, now part of Scott Drew's staff, been a part of the staff, but promoted when Jerome Tang, and they had movement, of course. And, man, he was so thrilled back when that happened. No nonsense. You could see and hear him barking because of his voice, and they play Washington State up in Dallas following the women's game against Arizona, two top 20 women's teams who play as well on Sunday evening.